Testing,
Oh, I got you now.
testing,
I
testing.
got yeah. You got me?
I got you.
Okay, I got
I had to give you a hard time though.
you.
You got the whole mic set up. You're home.
Yeah, I'm home. Yeah.
Nice. Hello, Mr. James.
Greetings.
Welcome.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. I'm Jarl. This is Keith. Above me, not Sean. Or it's above me. I don't know where he is on your screen, but
Yeah. I'm on a
You're above
corporate,
you.
my wife's corporate account or whatever it's called.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Keith, where you live?
I live an hour east of Toronto. Yourself?
Seattle.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Yeah, we got a Canuckistani in our group here.
I speak fluent Canadian if you need assistance.
Okay, A.
Hey,
I'm not, no, I'm serious. Okay, let's try it out. Girl, what's an eavesdrop?
eavesdrop?
No,
Eavesdrop.
Eve's
Eavesdrop.
trough.
Eaves trough.
Yeah.
Can't give it away.
I'm thinking gutter, but that's just me.
That's a good guess. That is correct.
All right, sweet.
Chesterfield.
A gun?
A sofa.
A sofa. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Carburetor.
Carburetor. It's not a carburetor. I don't know.
The garbage disposal.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Totally.
Arcade for 100.
Marquet for 100. That's something
Arcade.
French.
Isn't it arcade?
Parkade.
Oh, parkade. Right.
Parkade.
Sorry.
Where you park your car?
Good
Parking lot.
job. Ding, 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 ding.
What about
Nice.
a 2-4?
I go like this for two for as opposed to loony and toonies. You get 2 for.
Yeah.
I can name you. I could do this all day.
That's awesome. Welcome, Cobol.
Hey, gentlemen, how are you?
Great. How you doing?
Oh, I just got out of traffic and I thought I'd have a cold beer, and I remembered this was happening, so I just want to say hello to everybody.
Right
Cheers
on.
to that.
Cold beer is.
Cheers.
Cheers.
We had
You
our
got a
first
Coors
snowfall
Light. Were
dinner
you in
today.
Colorado or Idaho?
Hello.
Emily. Hello.
Hi, Charles. How are you?
Hello. Doing great.
Nice
This
to see
this is better than last week, isn't it, Jarl?
you. Hey,
Yes.
Keith.
Yes, indeed. Well, no, last week was pretty great, but
Yeah, it was, but there's more people. There was
There's
just
more people, right.
Jarl and myself last week.
right.
Well, I wish I had a fancier background like you do, but this is my temporary office at home here.
No worries. No worries. I spent a lot of years making this mess.
Say hello to everybody and welcome to ski season. We just had our first snowfall in Denver today.
Nice.
Yeah.
Totally. I was there about a month ago and it was cold enough to snow at night. It was so cold. We were camping too. So,
Yeah, nice.
It'll be below 0 here, Celsius, tonight and tomorrow night, but no skiing unless you're in the West Coast.
oh,
Yeah. Our mountain mammoth doesn't have anything.
oh,
Opening day is in a few weeks, and it's probably going to be sketchy sidewalks of man-made snow.
right, right. Hoodoo has 10 inches. It's awesome.
Wow. Nice.
Like
Yeah,
rock
the
skis,
snow-
that's skiable.
All the snow guns are blowing in Colorado right now, for sure.
Totally, totally.
Races.
They make snow in Colorado?
Well, they have this competition basically between resorts to see who could open first.
Yeah, well, they've all lost because mountains or hills in the Midwest are open.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Minty soda.
Is that right? Okay.
Well, not even that. I think it's Wisconsin.
Oh, were they first?
I think so. Yeah.
I feel like Trollhagen was first.
Oh, I'm not sure.
Okay. I know there's like arguments online about like because they closed again. Does that really count? And blah blah blah.
Right.
I say just be happy.
This is really more just for the state of Colorado bragging rights, I think,
Right.
which A Basin wins every year. So they've already opened.
Right. I mean, Colorado already has enough bragging rights. Do they need more? Oh, come on.
I don't know where everybody else is from. So I just
right.
you online. So
I'm
like
from
a
Eugene,
week-
Oregon.
Bend, Oregon. Yeah.
Eugene, Oregon. Yep.
Eugene.
Diego,
Yeah.
California, and Mammoth.
Mammoth.
An hour east of Toronto.
Beautiful.
Seattle, Washington.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So I'm not clear. When you say an hour east, I mean, is it a great name like Moose Jaw or Lillooet? You got such great names. Medicine
No,
Hat. I mean,
it's a little town called Port Hope, right on the shore of Lake Ontario.
it's called what? Port Cove?
Port Hope.
Oh, Port Hope.
Mhm.
Yeah. So back in the day, I was an educator and I taught history and as one of my subjects. And it used to be called Toronto. And then after the War of 1812, I don't know, someplace called Fort York wanted to be called Toronto. So that's what Toronto was called before it was Toronto. Yeah, they just took it away from us.
I see.
Yeah.
Wow.
It happens.
Wow.
Yep.
You look like you have a professional setup there. I'm not quite.
I do a podcast.
Okay.
So I do have a professional setup.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
What's your domain expertise?
gear, beer, and anything weird.
That
Thank
sounds
you,
like something
Panda.
I should subscribe to that one.
Yeah, it's called the Skippy Report, and it's mostly skiing, telemark skiing, but there's a bunch of other things, you know, just whatever interests me. My wife was very generous one Christmas, and I would have all of these interesting conversations with people, and I said, "Oh man, that'd make a great podcast topic." So she called me on it and bought me the equipment. Well, leased it for a little while to see how I liked it and if I was going to continue doing it. And then she bought it for me. So I've got, let's see, quite a few skiers on there, and then skiers who are also cash crop farmers.
Dude.
Yeah, market farmers, outlaw country musician, just
Nice.
Very cool.
whatever, a wide variety of whatever. So yeah.
Well, send us how we can sign up for your podcast. I'd like to.
Oh, I'm on Spotify and YouTube and that sort of stuff. Yeah,
I just put a link in on the
great.
chat.
Thanks, man.
No problem.
Under Damn Skippy?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sorry.
Got it. Thanks, Jarl.
Yeah, no problem.
Jarl's the technical man.
Tech support here. Hi, Doug. Welcome.
That was Roger.
How you guys doing?
We're doing great.
I like somebody's collection of skis behind them, just like Jarl's.
Totally.
Love that, Doug.
Beautiful.
That's awesome.
Yeah, this is my living room, and I've got about 20 pair of skis in here, 15 pair of boots.
Nice.
That's all.
That's my kind of living room.
Very nice.
My wife won't let me do that. She was in Germany one summer, and so I, of course, had the house to myself. And so I'm like, where can I put a pair of skis in our living room? And I got one pair of skis up and some snowshoes and the poles and like an ice axe. And I thought about putting more up, and she came home. She's like, I don't know. I just don't know. I'm like, come on. There was nothing on the wall. It was blank. Now you got something on the wall. We're all skiers. We love skiing. And she's had not complained since. So
I have that decor at my cottage or cabin or camp, whatever different regions call them.
Right.
Yeah.
I've got a study that kind of goes through the seasons, and we got some old wooden hickories in there and some old photographs that are framed.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
Yeah. Now
Is
that
this confession time?
Yeah, totally. Totally.
All
Yeah.
right.
Hickories are over there.
I'll confess. I have over 1,000 pair of skis,
Whoa.
hundreds of outfits, more than you could. I'm trying to build a Northwest Ski Museum. So it started off as just trying to get one of a straight of a run, sort of a royal flush, if you will. And then somebody else would get a better deal than I got. So then I had to go and, I'm not competitive anyway. I'm just saying that eventually I couldn't stand that I didn't have something. So I'll hunt it down and kill it wherever it is. And so, yeah, a little out of control. So my basement and my shed and my storage, I have even a storage in a local ski shop to house all this crap.
You put on Pug Ski or Ski Talk. I can't remember when.
Oh, yeah.
It was.
Where's that one thing?
Yeah.
I think I have one thing that you don't have that you have to have in your collection.
Send it on up. I'll bring somebody down.
Oh, there it is. You have one of these yet?
Oh.
Oh, you told me about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have the I don't have the installation kit. I have the tuning kit. That's
Oh,
much
yeah.
smaller.
Oh yeah, they're hidden behind. They're hidden behind film air right now. So
I
I'm
had
trying
the
to connect all the
whole-
dots.
I had the whole line of Phil Mayer, that 710, 610 series. And one of my clients' daughter just built a house with Andy Mayer's son.
Oh, cool.
And I also have the poster of the two brothers up above each other, one's above the other.
Yeah.
And yeah, I ended up,
Nope, that's
no, it's huge. It's massive poster. It's like, it's huge. Anyways, I ended up giving the poster and I gave them all the skis because they wanted to build a big ski chair, which I hate doing for any reason. But it was Phil Mayer's son, so what do? So
right.
yeah.
Well, I should probably use that as my segue
Go for it.
because he is my focus for tonight, but for at least my item to share. Did everyone bring something to share?
No. What was I supposed to share, man?
Like a piece of like history, like ski history stuff, even if it's your own history, like, your first pair of skis or something old and crusty.
Okay, I'll think about it, and then I might have to run out.
No worries. All right.
I didn't get that in the email.
No. So yeah, so with like the goal was to like everyone gets 5 minutes to kind of introduce themselves and then share a piece, something,
Okay.
I would love for this like to turn into like a monthly thing. We all meet once a month and have beers and everyone have something to share, or something you have questions about. Like, I don't know what this is. What is this? Who made this binding? Like, I've got a ski that I don't know about. I don't know who made it. The magnesium, the wood plate. I don't know much about it. So,
Right. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Can I post a photo somewhere?
You totally can. Yeah, you can. If you go into the chat,
Yeah.
you can then upload a file.
Let me play around with that. Sorry.
Is this wood plate you're talking about a magnesium ski? Is it a big wood plate?
Yep.
Yeah, I got a pair of those. Those are funky. Everything's backwards. Instead of wood ski with a metal plate, it's
Totally. I mean, it's cool. Was it air skier? We're not supposed to talk about that tonight. That's not this share. But it says air ski on it. That's the ski. And it says air ski right there.
I have it somewhere documented. I'll try to find it for you. Yeah.
It's heavy, and flexing it is like,
Now you just need the magnesium boots that go with it.
Yeah, exactly. Is that what lead boots are? Is that what happened to Jimmy Hoffa?
They're really hard to find because the mafia found out they're easier to put on people than lead boots. So.
Oh yeah, there you go.
They're really hard to find.
Okay, I'm gonna do my share. Everyone ready? So, I was in Goodwill one day, and just like, because I do that, I look for old ski gear there. I go like every couple of weeks, I go check things out. And I'm cruising through the inside where skis are not normally, and I walk into the back, and I see these skis, and I look at them, and I'm like, oh yeah, Olympics, that's cool. Okay, I guess I should show that. It says the Olympics on the bottom there. I'm like, oh, I don't have something like that yet. And I hadn't been really seriously collecting for a long time yet. This is what, 15 years ago-ish, 14 years, I don't know, something like that. And I saw the skis, I'm like, there's just something about these skis that something isn't right. Something that doesn't, like, I have to own these skis. I think they were $30, $29.99, something like that. I'm like, I gotta own those. But then I look closely and I'm like, Phil, and it says CS Train on it. I'm like, Olympics, the year, start doing the math. I'm like, there's no way. There's absolutely no way these are Phil Mayer skis. It just can't be, right? Because at Goodwill, what the heck would these skis be doing at Goodwill? So I actually took photos, messaged him on Facebook, and I said, I got to know the story. Are these your old skis? Looked at them, like in a second, was like, yep, those were my old skis. They were the train meant these are the ones I trained on. And then I had my race ones that were ready for race. So he warmed up on these and then would go race on the others. So these aren't the one he won with, but they're still, I was like, this is awesome. He saw the sticker right here and he's like, that's my coach is the one who wrote that. And that's his handwriting. And so I was like super stoked. So it's cool to hear like you were in it's Phil's son's house. I'm like, his son should own these skis. Like they should be his, not mine, right? So we may talk about that at some point. But because I kind of feel like it's sometimes that things need to go to their rightful homes, even though I know they're probably worth a lot of money. I could probably sell them. But sometimes they just need to go in the right homes too. So
Great story.
So it's kind of cool. So that's my story. And I found posters hanging in my bedroom when I was a kid. So these are my posters that I've had my whole life. So my story is I grew up in a ski shop. My grandpa started back in 1955. And so I've been around ski gear my whole entire life. And so that's my Phil Mayer ski story. It was super fun. Welcome. People are just getting on here. Yeah, so it was super fun to find those skis and then find the history of them. And I've got some other skis that we've been working on history thanks to a little bit of help and some sleuthing. Has been super awesome to learn the history of. So and I have some stories to tell about that, but that's next time.
Could somebody mute their phone on the background that has the kids?
Yeah, someone's got really loud background noise.
Carl, what shop did you start at? What was your granddad's shop?
Berg Ski Shop in Eugene, Oregon. And it's still going. I don't work there, but my dad is still there. My brother is still there. They just bought the big fancy Wintersteiger Jupiter machine. So we just had the big open the box breakout yesterday for everyone to see and test. And I got my first pair of skis tuned up on there. I mean, not my first pair, but a pair of my skis, my rock skis actually tuned up on that. Just 'cause I wanted to see what would happen.
I work at a shop where we have a Scout, which
is
cool, fun to use.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy just to like put a ski in and it comes out done. I mean, you still have to P-Tex it, but everything else is automatic now. Pretty great.
Much. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, you had to work some magic.
Yeah.
It's funny though, the Wintersteiger people are mad at my family because they decided to do $65 tunes using the Jupiter. And most places are $150 to $250 per tune. And so they're like,
really?
You're never going to pay it back. It's like, that's not the point. We've been charging this amount for so long. How are we going to justify bumping it that much? You just can't. So
what justifies that much of money for a tune?
It's an expensive machine.
It has variable side edge, variable base edge. You can get structures on it that you can't get anywhere else.
Wow.
It's pretty phenomenal. I mean, even the Scout, I mean, we can get lots of different structures on it. We don't have variable edge.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how, I mean, for 99.9% of the skiing population, a variable edge is probably just something to have, not something that will help them.
So when you talk about variable edge, you're talking about the different edges as you go from like the shovel down to
like on the base, more of a bevel on the tip and tail and less underfoot so that it's a gentler engagement.
I see.
Are you guys trying to tell me you have to tune your skis? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I tune my own at home, but
let's just slush, so we just don't even know about that thing.
Well, I ski on ice, right? So I got to have tuned skis because when Doug was talking about variable skis or variable tune, when I used to race, I had a guy a couple hours away where we would race, and he hand tuned my skis like that. It was only like $75, and that wasn't that long ago.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but does variable edge make a difference on tellies that much?
That's what I want to hear. Here's my
I
new
don't know.
hero.
I can ski as fast as any of the fastest alpine skiers on most mountains anywhere.
Yeah, I should warn you ahead of time. You got 3 Telly skiers in this group right now. So if you hate Telly, wrong group.
Or maybe 4.
You're as obsessed with it, so.
It's not my fault. It's my dad's fault that I fell in love with Telly. So you got to blame him.
And my parents were too cheap. I could only ski on Nordic skis.
Okay, Tamberly, your turn. Let's hear what you got going on.
Do you have something to share?
Who, me? Sorry.
Tamberly.
Oh, Tamberly. I
have a pair of mind benders that I'm going to try out this season, but not till we get a lot of snow, because I'm going to do first, but I got them from Jarl and I'm really excited to try them out.
Totally. I can't wait.
Yeah.
You're going to have so much fun.
And I got my Voile bindings on them, so I'm pretty excited. Actually, a friend for me found these for me. A brand new unused pair of Black Diamond Trans Telly boots that are 7 years old, but brand new on Craigslist York, and I got them. So I'm set for at least another 4 seasons.
You're welcome.
Hey, who's got the share? Let's go to the shares. We're on a roll there.
Yep.
I'll share.
All right, Doug.
I'm using my phone, so I'm gonna turn it around. And so here's some of my skis. And this pair in particular, since you're telemarkers, I don't know if you can see it. They're a pair of Skilum. Red and the wood ones with the red and white on them. And they were in a shed behind the first place I rented out here in Colorado when I moved out here in 2000. And they're 225s. They've got 3-pin bindings, and they've got cable bindings that are set up to hold the heel down. And
wow.
So and they're, I had friends who used to ski on ski telemark on skis like this.
Oh yeah.
But they would ski at ski areas. They were just, that's what they had. That's what they used with leather boots. And you can't see it on these skis anymore, but this used to say Penz on there, P-E-N-Z. My coat at one point was a rep for Rossi and on the pro circuit, and Alain Penz was one of his racers. And he wanted these skis and passed them on to me, and they were one of my first racing skis that were not just stock skis. My first real my racing skis that I had to begin with were 2 pairs of Dynamique VR17s, which were nice. They worked well. They were just off the ski shop floor. And I'll just show you. I've got 5 or 6 pair of downhill skis here. There's some K2s, the vintage that you're looking at, 910. You can see
the Ski Bob.
The Ski Bob, yeah. This is a sit ski, SITV-SKI. And I guess modern skis in here, but old ones. Some of these are
RDs.
Bad Dogs. I take out in a while. Yeah, the Graves were. When I collected skis, I tried to get things that were unusual or, bleeding edge, and it's when I saw them and I didn't pay more than $5 or $10 for any of these, most of these skis. And I had a friend who went to school with, whose dad was a Graves rep in New Hampshire, where I grew up, in Conway. And here's my Anna Schneider poster. I was in North Conway, so Hannes Schneider was significant.
A Durafiber.
Yep. Yep. I had, those are some that I got to fill my quiver of skis that I had, because I've raced on VR17s. All these Rossis in the middle were my race skis in 1977. And I matched up the VR17s with XR1s for slalom. So these are 215s, so they weren't exactly what I skied on, but the XR1s were pretty sharp skis. I like them a lot. Here's some new stuff. The little skis are a friend of mine's skis from when he was a kid. He's in his so they're 65-year-old skis probably. The ones next to him, these are his mom's. And
cool.
And there's an unmounted pair of wooden skis with screw-on edges. And then all the boots.
Wow.
And some wax.
What model K2 is that one you have with the green tail?
Those are, I think that's a 220.
It's a downhill?
Yeah, that's a 910. They were
the 910, okay.
Cool.
Look green to me, so I
well,
wasn't
with the 710 and the 810s.
Oh, I love the Rossi gloves.
Yep. Yep.
Rightly, man.
That's awesome.
Oh, Tim here, who just joined us. He's the angel that found my telly boots for me on Craigslist in New York. Hi, Tim.
Yeah.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Big T.
Good, good.
All right.
I almost forgotten to. I had a mark, but got sidetracked with those screaming kids you heard.
No worries, man. Grandpa.
Yeah, indeed.
That's awesome.
That was a grand overview. I've got lots of little stories to go with lots of skier. And and that's my dad at Tuckerman Ravine.
Nice.
Oh, wow. Legendary.
Tux. That's cool.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah, I didn't know that this was going on until a few minutes ago, so I didn't get some stuff together. I've been scanning pictures that my dad took around North Conway area, and it's kind of cool because he's got some pictures from the mid 50s.
Cool.
And a picture with my mom before they were married. And
that's awesome.
Like that.
Are you? Do you live in the Northeast, Doug?
I used to. I live in Breckenridge now.
Oh, okay.
Moved out here in 2000.
Okay.
And,
yeah, because my cottage is in the Northeast. It's just on the Quebec-Vermont border, but I ski all the Northeast.
Yeah. Yeah. My parents owned Cranmore Inn in North Conway.
Oh, no way. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And so that was my home. We lived in
wow
over the kitchen area. And
cool.
So
that's very cool.
Did you say Cranmore by Lake Louise?
No, Cranmore in New Hampshire.
Okay, got it.
Cranmore, not Canmore.
Thank you.
Yep. Yeah, Cranmore is where North Conway is where Harvey Dow Gibson brought Hannes Schneider in 1939, saving him from persecution by the Nazis, and he established his ski school there. And
cool.
the ski mobile at Cranmore, which has been torn down, but was the major lift that they had for a number of years.
That's awesome.
His son Herbert Schneider ran the ski school after his dad passed, and Herbert was a 10th Mountain Division soldier.
Wow, that's a lot of rich history, man.
For sure.
Yeah, I grew up, and skiing is my life.
Wow. Very cool.
That's cool. Thanks, Doug.
Oh, you're welcome.
Who else brought something to share?
I ran out and grabbed something.
All right. Go, Keith.
I don't know. I'm kind of hoping I'm going to cover up the name, but
Cool.
I think these were powder skis before they were fat. They look like a tongue depressor. But you can see the back end.
Oh, Scotty Bob.
Yeah, ding, ding, ding.
Come on, man.
Logic, right?
Nice try.
Oh, Scotty Bob. Yeah, these are Jarl.
Bob became Ski Logic, right?
Did it?
They worked together and then they split. We'll keep it that way. That's a simple version.
Yeah. So, anyways, these are Jarl skis. The next time I see him, I'm bringing them to him.
Cool ski.
I still got a pair.
Yeah, he doesn't have.
I have a pair of the Ski Logics, but I sold my. Someone really needed a pair of skis, and I sold them for like basically nothing to a guy because he didn't have skis and he wanted telly, and so I sold my Scotty Bobs, which was really sad because I loved them. But
for your Ski Logics with the asymmetrical tail.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, I love that. I love the rising sun on those.
Totally. Mine has the Uhler's Chariot design though.
Oh.
Maz had a bunch of like random ones at the ski show and a smoking price, and I'm like, all right, I need to own those. They're my Viking Fest.
Yet. They're so beautiful.
Oh, I killed me to mount them. I've got a few skis that I mounted. I'm just like, I'm mounting it because it's the right thing to do. Because I just didn't feel right about not skiing them. But I've got a pair of Olays that are that way. But I'll share those another day.
that's like when I got the first pair of Freehill Life Switchblades.
Oh, yeah.
And when they came, they were like the first ski made, and I was having a hard time drilling into them because the top sheet's like a dining room table. Walnut.
All shiny and nice.
Oh yeah. It was a little harrowing drilling into those.
Yep. Yeah. My Chariots were that way, totally. I just because they're just beautiful to look at, Right. But
yeah, I had a pair of Ski Logics, but I wasn't too impressed with them. I don't know. I had a hard time engaging them. And like, I don't have a problem engaging skis. I'm 6'6", 280 pounds. Yeah. A friend of mine.
Zebras ready to try to turn.
I was pretty happy. I found a pair of Jack Teams in a 186 at a secondhand store.
Dude.
Basically, I've already ruined a couple pairs, and basically that line profit, 100, which I've been on a quest to find. And so it's hard to find in a 186, a lot of 179. So looks like I've been mounted twice, but I'll give them $100 and have a good time with them.
Yeah, for sure.
Pretty exciting.
Which model was that?
The Jack Team.
Okay.
In a 186. So the Jack, they went with basically it was a line profit 100.
Mm-hmm.
When they were just coming out trying to make telemark skis good.
Yeah. Dude, those skis were ahead of their time. Like the Bulldogs were ahead of their time by years, I felt.
And once you were able to put on a binding to drive them with, whether it be the Hammerhead or something, it was a whole different game changer.
Oh yeah, I had 7 TMs on mine for the first one, the red ones, the horrible ones. They were terrible.
Yeah. You heard of the Ultimate Telly binding? Is that a binding anybody knows? The Ultimate Telly binding?
Yes.
No.
A friend of mine, Armand, invented it. We started growing like crazy, and it was stolen. The whole concept. He went to court, and he finally got some money out of it. But one of the bigger companies decided to steal it.
What was that one? What did it become?
I believe that became a. It was Voile. It was one of those two biggies, though. I'd have to think about it. It's been years. It was pretty cool, though. All integrated, be able to backcountry better with this thing. You throw your
But that wouldn't have been the Skyhoy, would it have been?
God.
Would you know it if you saw it?
Oh yeah. Well, it's been 20 some odd years.
The Sky Alpine ripoff.
But you can put your sleeve on there for crampons. It was really a cool little binding.
It's not this binding, the Skyhoy?
No.
Okay.
No, way older.
Okay. Because this is
old. Wild looking. Who did that?
It's old enough. It's old enough that it's not even on Google.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Because I've heard of it and I've seen it, but it's been a real long time.
This was Black Diamond who made these, along with the Norwegian company.
Yeah, well, Black Diamond stole his idea, but it didn't look like that.
Not the Bulldog.
I don't know what
Right.
they called it. I was gone for a number of years, so I'm not sure how it's been.
Pit bulls, the all metal with the spring in
Oh,
front.
pit bull. That was
Yeah.
it, right?
I'm out a lot of those.
I bet.
Sold a lot, none a lot. On Black Widows, Rossi Black Widows, and
Oh yeah, I skied those in a 210.
that's awesome.
Okay, Rich, we haven't heard from Uncle Johnny yet.
Rich Uncle Johnny did not understand the concept and didn't bring anything. I have some stuff.
You got a story to
did not
share?
bring it here. So I moved to Vail in '79. I was 17 years old, and I worked for McDonald's in West Vail there. They used to have an ad in the back of Ski Magazine every month saying, move to Vail, season pass, housing, and all that. And I did that. And it was actually wonderful. You know,
All
it was
right.
McDonald's, but it was Vail. We lived in a nice house among 4 other people. I lived with a guy from France, a guy from New Zealand, and a guy from Australia.
Nice.
I was 17 and from Maryland, and that was just a great way to get into skiing. There I moved back to DC and worked at a ski shop, claiming that I had all kinds of experience because I had lived in Vail. I had no experience whatsoever. But I worked at a ski chalet, which was actually in Arlington, Virginia, outside DC. It's a very big a city shop, like in Eugene. So we saw thousands and thousands of skis. We had 15 people there that worked year round. We worked all summer. Great place to work. And then I moved to Aspen and worked in a shop at the base of Ajax in Aspen. It was called Aspen Mountain Sports, and they got bought out by a chain called Sports Stalker while I was there. And then they got knocked down when they put the gondola in. So I left the year before they put the gondola in.
Oh, wow.
Then I went to Philadelphia, got married, and worked for a chain in Philly called Wicks Ski and Sport. So I got a lot of experience working in shops, but it all ended 93 years ago. I'm sorry, in 1993, 30 years ago, when I moved to North Idaho, and Schweitzer is my home mountain now. I work with the Patrol Schweitzer. So I'm not a big collector, but like anybody who skis, I've got some stuff.
All right.
I've got a ski probably from the 60s, a jumping ski, I believe. I think it's a 218 with 3 grooves in it, and it's never been mounted.
Nice.
I've got some old unmounted K2s. I've got some old Dynamiques, but I was always poor, so I sold everything I bought every season. So by springtime, I was selling my VR17s, my VR27s, my Dynastar Cross Comps, because I was broke, you know.
Totally.
So I don't have a lot of good old stuff that I used. I've got one old pair of Dynamiques, and that's about it. That's all I got.
I'm like Tim. I'm trying to like buy back, because like I worked in a ski shop, so my job was to have all the current gear. So I just sold my old gear to people, and then now I'm trying to like get back some of those parts and pieces to kind of relive that history. Someday my kid will be inundated.
I still have the bright orange Dawn by K2, and I still love those skis.
Totally.
Those are Leon.
I got a few Kazamas and stuff like that hanging out. Swallows.
The 412s, baby.
Yeah, I got those. And the blue, yellow, and white ones. Yeah.
If anybody
Kazama Kuwars.
Kazama water ski, let me know. I'm dying to get a pair.
Did they make a water ski?
Yep.
What? No way.
Yeah, it's the same graphics that it was white with that blue and green graphics like they had on the ski in the 70s. The same graphic that matches.
Okay.
Kneissl Red Stars actually had a Kneissl Red Star water ski.
Wow.
I found that up in Everett last summer. Couldn't believe it.
That's awesome.
Then the K2 obviously had a water ski. And Hexel had a water ski, and it has the same octagonal tip on it, just which is really cool.
Honeycomb?
Pardon?
Yeah.
The honeycomb?
Yeah.
Honeycomb core. That's
maybe
awesome.
I'll segue into my stuff.
Yes.
Okay. So I was an Air Force brat, so I moved to Seattle. I didn't start skiing until junior high, but I had no idea I was skiing with world-class skiers that I just didn't want to get beat by. So it wasn't until probably college where I hit my full force. But I was in the freestyle era pretty heavily, and then my first teaching job was for Art Audet, who was an Olympic ski coach, and he was a Dynamic rep. So I ended up skiing for Dynamic for the next 14 years or so.
Wow.
So a big fan. And then I got into speed skiing and did pretty well at that. I found a pair of, like your skis, Carl, I found two pair of speed skis in Utah, different places, two different collectors. And they were both Kristen Ulmer's.
Nice.
And they both found it at a thrift store in the middle of nowhere town I've never even heard of, north of Salt Lake. And somehow I ended up with both of them.
That's awesome.
And I just gifted a pair to a guy back east that really wanted a pair. But so that was so I collect a lot of speed skis and helmets and stuff like that, because that was kind of my passion for a long time. But so why I got into collecting is, I think it's maybe more interesting, is I was paralyzed 6 years ago, and spent a year and a half in the hospital. They said never walk again. But I was having these dreams of skiing this one mogul run, and eventually I was skiing before I could feel below my waist, and by the time I was in my 50s, I was back doing double layouts and singles in my 60s. So I was still skiing pretty good up until a year ago. I had a couple setbacks, but that's kind of got me into the time era. So I go back in time and remember what that was like. So really that kind of got me back into collecting. I only had a few things left from what I originally had relative to what I have now. But
it's a sickness, man.
It's like when you hear music or a song, or a smell of food that takes you back. And I do alternative healing about 3 nights a week, and I use all these techniques that are Western medicine. The best one of them is taking people back into a time period. Some people call it time travel, whatever you want to call it, parallel universes. But it's a great way to get somebody back in their original body. So.
Yeah.
And so last spring I put on the Hall of Fame fashion show, and they've asked me to come back and do it again with a display. That'll be at Big Sky. Is Ron Nova still at Schweitzer, by the way, or is he gone now?
Ooh. Say the name again.
Ron Nova. He was the area manager for a number of years.
But Schweitzer?
I don't know that name, so he's been gone for quite a while. I've been working for them for 5 years.
Oh, he would have been gone by then. He was an old Stevens Pass guy where I'm from. So.
Oh, sweet. Great mountain.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's
still privately owned, but that's not the name of the general manager anymore.
Yeah. So that's kind of my deal, and I do have to run in about 10 minutes. So I'd love to. Did we miss on anybody?
Tim is the only one who hasn't shared yet, and he's gone. I think maybe.
He just had this video off.
Oh, there he is.
Here. I got a few things on my phone with pictures I could show you. I'm going to transfer them over to my wife's phone here, and I'll give you a couple screenshots. As soon as I get these little out of here. I'll give them the Telemark Tips Custom Scotty Bob.
Oh, yeah.
Carhu Jacks signed by everybody in the factory.
Oh, cool.
I want to give a little background because you guys don't know you're in the presence of greatness right now. But yeah. Tim and Mitch started a really cool website for telemark skiers many years ago. And it really was it's how Keith and Tamberly and I met. And it was so
Tamberly was in there also?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Wow. I didn't know that.
So we had an incredibly large community, all surrounded around Tim and Mitch, who started it. And we jokingly called ourselves Mitch's Bitches. So for a lot of years, I still consider myself a Mitch bitch. So it was a really special website. It was incredible labor of love that Tim and Mitch brought to help us telemark skiers to come together, learn from each other, help each other. Someone's missing parts. Hey, I got these parts. You know, it was an incredible community. So
Definitely. Yes.
oh, you're muted, Tim.
All right.
And you get to ski with Tim pretty often, don't you, Tamberly?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. And he's a pretty failure, man. He just bombs everything.
I was so there's a contact. Tamberly, do you think he'd do my podcast with me?
Pretty awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Come on, Tim.
Okay.
You know you would.
Yeah.
You're still muted, by the way. We don't hear you.
Yeah, so I have all these really cool stickers on my helmet, but I need a new helmet, and I'm gonna lose all those really awesome stickers when I get a new helmet. I'm so bummed.
I might have a few for you. I might have a sticker bin, but you may have to come get them in person though.
So Tim Bob is Big Tim?
Yep.
Yeah.
Dated.
Yep, that's Big Tim.
Oh, I had no idea. So I don't know.
Oh, there you go. Cool.
Yeah.
Retro
Tim
skier.
heard
There
what I
goes the
said.
neighborhood.
Yeah. So
Totally.
I don't know if Tim heard what I asked.
I'm
No, I
trying
gotta
to
go
get
eat
the,
dinner.
if I can shoot the
Love ya. Have a good
pictures
night.
over.
Oh, good night, Tamberly.
Bye.
Bye.
ya.
See you in a couple of weeks, eh?
Yeah, you got it.
All right. Early opening.
Where's
It's going to
Tim?
snow
So-
next week.
So Tim, we were just talking about telemark tips and that sort of stuff, and I had no idea that Tim Bob was Big Tim.
What?
And
Are you kidding me?
Hey man, I have no
Yeah, it's all
idea.
right.
Telemark tips disappeared, and then it's like, damn.
What happened?
Yeah. Anyway, so I run a podcast that's got a variety of topics, but mostly telemark skiing. And I've been thinking of reaching out to you through email or somehow Facebook, whatever. See if you'd be interested in doing a podcast. You don't have to answer now, but maybe we.
I'm sure we can figure something out. Yeah.
Oh, that'd
no
be
worries.
cool, man.
So say Tim, Keith, Tim. You guys can mingle.
So Keith, you were on telemark tips.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I remember Jarl selling his merch to fund a trip to Norway or something like that, and then I don't know if it was before we met in Eugene or after, where I pulled out your T-shirt.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that was the best T-shirt, man.
the thighs people.
So what was your screen name, Keith?
Keith.
Okay.
Now if you see me in place, it's Free Heel Guru.
Okay. Right on.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I still got T-shirts and stickers.
wow.
Dude,
That's awesome, man.
send them, baby. I'll send you postage. You send
I
them.
know,
postage.
I'll do that. I'll do that too, man.
That's funny. I was gonna put on. I think I found a cache of like 200 telemark tip stickers.
That's
And
rad.
so I was gonna send who want SASC, and just send them out,
Yeah.
So
Well,
I'll get with
tell you-
Jarl and figure out Keith how to get a hold of you, or just forward me the information,
Sure.
and then I'll kick out some shirts, and then I'm better at going to the post office than Mitch was.
Yeah, okay.
Mitch really struggled with
some of the stuff.
fulfillment.
I'll send some of my gear your way too. But you know what? Like one of the best stories is Brian Carter, who's a telemark skier. I think he used to ski out of A Basin until he moved to Texas. And he posted some boots at one of the shops at the bottom of the mountain. And when you have a size 31 foot, it's hard to find boots. And it's $299. They are an NTN. And it's like, dude, get those for me. We'll figure it out. He goes, okay. So anyways.
What is that, a 13 and a half or what?
Yes, a 14.
Because my brother's trying to find some NTNs, and he's a 13 and a half.
Yeah, so I crushed my foot into a 30 and a half. So
Yeah.
But anyway, so I'm one of these guys. I sent him the money, and then I sent him a bunch of money for beer too. It's like, here,
Yeah.
appreciate
Exactly.
it. Yeah,
Totally.
that's awesome.
Yeah, so we'll figure that out.
Okay.
Definitely. It's I got a little spare time on my hand now, so we'll make it work.
Right.
Awesome.
You guys will have to come up for the Chris Northcutt telly race up at Stevens Pass.
Oh, that'd be
you guys.
cool. Oh, we have 30s. Sorry, Tim. I looked to see if we had a pair of the Scott Voodoos in NTN, but we have 30. 30 is the biggest we have in stock.
What's the biggest they make?
I think they go up to 31.
Okay. That way I get my brother to telly again, you know, once he got out of, been a long time.
I think Scarpa's biggest is 30 and a half.
Yeah.
Because that's what I have.
Yeah, the Quest was a difficult one.
I'm pretty sure we don't have our those in yet.
Yeah, it's fine.
Everything is late this year. It's been horrible. The stupid war. Can we just get that war over with?
Right. I know. Last year was one thing. This year it's another.
Yep.
You know, it's tough in the snow farming business.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're looking. I know you guys got snow. When you guys going to open up there?
We have 10 inches at our local hill Hoodoo right now.
Right.
So we're getting there.
I think some more on the way, right?
Oh, yeah. No, we've got more coming this week. We have a little bit of a warm blip, which I personally don't have a problem with. I think if we pack down that snow, get down this nasty mashed potatoes, 4 inches, 5 inches, let it freeze.
Nothing wrong with base snow.
Nope. No, we need base. Base is key.
It's interesting when you guys talk about the west snow. We have a place on the east coast of Lake Ontario called Snow Ridge, and we have an old shoreline of Lake Ontario, and part of it forms Niagara Falls. It's called the Niagara Escarpment, and it continues around through New York, just south of Rochester, and then around to the east end of the lake, and they get slammed with snow. And I've skied there, and it's maybe about 400-foot vertical with maybe 20 runs or so. And I only counted 8 snow guns on the whole place. And they only groom the middle of their runs, maybe 2 passes, and then they leave everything wide open all the time.
Nice.
And it's so nice. I took my family there, and one of my daughter's boyfriends was getting back into snowboarding or skiing, and he hated it in the morning. But then he figured it out in the afternoon because, there's no pushback to all that powder, right?
Right.
Yeah. It's an awesome place to ski, and it's a mom and pop operation. And you walk into the chalet and you think you're back in like 1963.
Dude,
that's awesome.
Best.
Yeah. And I think a lift ticket the last time I skied there was like $45 for the day.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Right. It can be done.
It can be done.
Yeah. There's where I have my ski pass for the season is at my cottage in Quebec. And it was a mountain owned. It's like 15 minutes from Jay Peak. And it was owned by a family. They sold it to some local businessmen, and they got the right attitude. My ski pass cost me $119 for the season.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And they are investing in the place. So the first year they updated the outside of the chalet. The next year they built a few apartment condos for accommodation. And the third year they put in a new chair. So they do things slowly, and it's the best place to take an entire family if you've got little 2-year-olds that need to learn to ski and people who want to rip. There's this one run called Colorado. It's hard to ski sometimes because they don't make snow on it. Mm-hmm. And it's a great place. And I was like, you know what? For $119, I'll go to the cottage, and that'll be my ski place.
Totally.
Well, $119, you get a cup of soup at Beaver Creek.
Totally.
Right.
And people wonder why I keep going back to Hoodoo.
Yeah, you get a half-day pass at Mammoth.
Right.
It's insane.
What's insane is if you guys saw what Stevens Pass did happened to Stevens Pass after Vail bought it. It was the single most catastrophe in skiing history. It was beyond bad.
Yeah, heard about that.
It was beyond bad. Didn't open up the whole backside all year. It was just half the mountain. Didn't open the top halves. It was You could do the bunny run. It was insanity. Anyway, sorry, that's my vent.
No, you're good. You're good.
What was their deal? Was it staffing?
only
couldn't
because
open
the
because
management
of
was so piss
staffing?
poor.
Okay.
The management was so poor. It was just unbelievably bad. They brought in the guy who used to be a manager. He tried to clean up. They got a new gal supposed to be really good, but yeah. I mean, they wouldn't talk to the ski patrol. Everybody quit. It was just all ops, patrol, lifties. They all just said, "See ya."
Yeah, we
That's
heard about
crazy.
that actually. Yeah. And you guys had a good late year last year, right?
In theory, if you could have got to it, you got to earn your turn to get to it.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
A little boot packing. There are worse things, but
I don't know.
yeah. That's a cool area. I mean, I went up there for a telemark demo because I don't know why it didn't work out the other areas, but we spent a couple days up there, and it's a cool mountain. Really fun.
Yeah, it's got a lot of tele skiers. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that Seventh Heaven Chair at Whistler was named after our chair at Stevens Pass.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I didn't know it was the steepest run in the country, which I didn't know that either.
Crazy. Like
Yeah.
steepest groomable run? Because I thought we had the steepest groomable run. Of course, as we went.
We don't groom. We don't know what that means unless it's a local field. Then we groom the shit out of it.
Right.
You get to see where my passion is.
Totally. Go fast.
No, it's not groomed.
Okay. I go to Mission Ridge every year. That's really fun. I enjoy being up there. I spend a couple of days up there every year for the big demo. But,
yeah.
It's a great place to test skis.
Yep. Yeah. If you don't hit the lava rock and rip your bases off.
Well, I'm boring when it comes to demos. I'm one of those guys that uses one run. Like I have one run that I use every single run. So it's a fair test between skis, and there's a little off the trail, on the trail, in the trees, hit some bumps, a little jump here, a little jump there. So I'm kind of boring at demos because I just hit the same run over and over and over again, but trying to be fair with every ski, right?
Yeah, makes sense.
Fun people though.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Anyone else have something to share? We're hitting the 5 minutes before we're supposed to be done. I'm trying to be, do the right thing.
So I got a couple of screenshots of Scotty Bob's for telemark tips. Are kind of cool.
Yeah, let's see it.
Yeah, I saw those. Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty.
That was a fun one, and it's has a little inlay on the tip.
Was that the mother of pearl inlay?
Yeah.
Because that's like my.
Says telemark tips. Scotty Bob made them for us.
That's insane.
And then this was cool. This was all hand signed by everybody at the Carhu factory.
Wow.
Now,
was that the Carhu factory in Vermont?
Yeah.
Which used to be in Montreal, I believe, before it was in Vermont, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah. They were.
Because my old man worked in the ski industry a long time ago, also.
Yeah, Mitch really bitched at them that they had crap skis, and so they finally started rebranding some of the line stuff.
Right.
Oh yeah. So you can see the mother of pearl. It's just it's so pretty that the mother of pearl. I'm trying to do this with the camera, but it's really pretty. So that probably looked pretty awesome with I don't know how they did that with the logo.
Yeah, it was cool. It's in blue. And here's the some of the graveyard. You might recognize a few in there.
Oh yeah. For sure. That's awesome.
My old VR 27s for the Alpine before he switched over, and then the Snow Rangers and some of the Alpine crossovers again where we weren't happy with the telemark stuff, and then the Kazamas and the Carhus and whatnot. So yeah.
Wow.
That Snow Ranger is quite an evolutionary ski in its own right.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah,
Totally.
I think we put super loops on those.
Nice.
I hit an Alta Day, deepest in history, the interlodge for a week. I mean, you did because I'd ever skied. You need a snorkel, and you'd be under tunneling for 10 seconds before you come out. And this guy, I couldn't shake him. I couldn't shake this guy. This is when I was at my peak. I'm on my old 210 Dynamics, and he's off for like a 175 of those Snow Rangers.
Oh yeah.
And towards the end of the day, he said, "You really should try these out." God,
yeah.
I had no idea.
Just had a really good float and a really good flex for telly. Nice round, even flex.
Yeah, but trying to push it with that binding?
Yeah.
Come on. You did what you had to do.
I was kind of ripping him out.
Right. Yeah, totally. Totally. That's awesome.
So, I'm sure you have a collection. Do you have any of those Sky Alpine bindings?
That is one I do not have. I have a pair of Lincolns in Germany right now, waiting for me in a box.
I might have a line on a pair if I can get because we gave them away to a friend. I think he still has them kicking around somewhere because it was a usable pair of skis, 15, 20 years ago. So if I can get them, I'll kick them your way for your collection.
That'd be super awesome.
I do have the bottle opener still, though.
Nice. That's what that is all about. All the smalls are in that area over there.
It's my daily driver. It's made out of unobtainium. It's pretty good.
I do have. Where are they at? Oh yeah, I won a big air contest with these skis because I was in a lederhosen and opened mid-air. I opened a beer, did a tip grab, popped the beer open, and then landed telly. That was super fun.
That's a true truck driver there. Having a tip and having a beer.
That was super fun.
The only good thing Ted ever did was this bottle opener.
Totally.
And he ripped off Russell Rainey pretty blatantly.
Yeah, that's the sad part.
Mitch was always really pissed about that.
Right. No, for sure.
Well, Gerald, thank you for doing this. It was kind of nice.
It was cool,
you got your whole collection around you. Every time we mentioned something, you had it right next to you. That's pretty cool.
I kind of like gear. I'm not going to lie.
We were face in our regular settings.
I like fat skis. I can't deny.
Yeah, totally. I got race skis too. I got 165 slalom race skis that I love taking out.
A little bitty waist. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Very much so.
Just lean them over.
Lean them over. Hang on.
All right.
No question. All right. Well, everyone, hopefully we can do this again.
Yeah, for sure.
Appreciate it, man. That's awesome. And
thanks for organizing, Jarl.
We'll get together with Carl and get your information and whatnot. We'll talk.
Yeah, for sure. That'll be awesome, Tim.
That'd be cool.
If anybody's looking for gear I might have, let me know.
All right. I am. So we'll connect later, though.
Okay.
For sure. I need a pair of Oregon Mates bindings from the 50s that you might know. So
I'm not giving. I got a little history here. Prefontaine used to stay at my house, and he's from Eugene, and my brother's the 100th employee with the first rain store in the Northwest in Seattle here. And anyway, so I have Prefontaine's handmade shoes out of the wildfire. So they're not coming down your way.
No, I don't want the shoes. I just want a certain pair of bindings. Bindings.
Let me know.
All right. Awesome.
All right.
Cool.
All right, guys.
Good night, everybody.
All right, gentlemen.
Thanks, everybody. Nice to meet you.
All right.
Thanks, Snow.
All right.
Go winner.
Bye.
Cheers.
Cheers.